This news update is brought to you by...
When you go with Flow, you get to bundle it. Bundling is essential with Flow. Get Flow TV, broadband, and home phone from as low as $160 a month. That's less than $5.50 a day. Plus, upsize your broadband and home packages from only $5. And there's more. You get free movies for 3 months and a 50% off selected TV bolt-on. Trust the network that is built, ready, and proven. This is how we flow. Bundle it.
Sign up before October 31st to get the Flow Sports Premier Pack free for 6 months.
It's Monday, October the 24th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today Evening Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, a Haynesville St. James man has been remanded to prison after appearing in court this morning, charged with stealing 772 pieces of jewelry worth more than $200,000 from La Ramona Jewels on Broad Street, the city. The 42-year-old David Reeves came up before Magistrate Douglas Frederick on 16 charges that included the theft of $400 cash from the same city store sometime between the 10th and 12th of last month. The items included 228 pairs of gold earrings, 105 gold chains, and 152 watches. Reeves, who was not required to plead, has to be back in court on November the 21st. A new development in the proposed construction of the controversial Hyatt-centric resort hotel. Prime Minister Freundel Stuart, the man who has the final say on whether or not the project goes ahead, made an unannounced visit to the earmarked site on Bay Street this morning, accompanied by Chief Town Planner Mark Cummins and other government officials. Stuart, who is also minister responsible for town planning, was at the time observed by a Barbados Today team paying rapt attention to an animated Cummins as he made what appeared to be an important point. The applicants for the permission to build the 15-story hotel was first made to Cummins, who later referred the matter to Stuart after the applicants had appealed his decision. Police are investigating yet another sudden death. This time it's that of an elderly man at Golden Ridge, St. George. 82-year-old Livingston Holder of Brathwaite Gap, Sweet Vale, St. George, collapsed and died at a bus stop this morning. Meanwhile, former Cabinet Minister Joseph Johnny Tudor, who was rushed to hospital last week suffering from a mild heart attack, is on the mend. His wife, Rosanna Tudor, told Barbados Today this afternoon that her husband's condition has improved and he is now resting comfortably. Mrs. Tudor also reported that Johnny Tudor, the executive sales consultant for McInerney Quality Inc. on Wilde, has been removed from the intensive care unit and is now on a ward at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. A strong word of warning from Minister of Labour Dr. Esther Bayasuku that companies which continue to flout labour legislation will feel the full weight of the law. Speaking on the sidelines of the 10th annual Carolec Occupational Health and Safety Seminar at the Hilton Resort this morning, Minister Saku also hinted to stiffer penalties to discourage labour law breakers.
From reports reaching me, the Employment Rights Act, the Safety and Health at Work Act, and a number of other, even some older, more basic legislation, employment of women and some other legislation, there are employers who are not following the letter of the law. And we are going to come down hard on them because all of these are speaking to penalties. As we renew legislation, you would notice that we've even put steeper penalties because a penalty in 1950 is not a penalty today. So we're actually doing that as well and hopefully discouraging folks.
Barbados is being affected by a tropical wave which will dump periodic showers across the island between now and tomorrow. However, meteorologist Cammie Burke says there's nothing to be worried about. Burke said most of the weather activity was to the south and the axis of the wave should pass through Barbados by later this evening, and that activity will continue into tomorrow off and on. At least one member of parliament has declared he'll be boycotting next month's activities, marking this country's 50th anniversary of independence. Opposition MP for St. Joseph, Dale Marshall, is also saying that his constituents who've been suffering from chronic water outages are not in any independence celebratory mood either. Marshall was speaking last night at a Barbados Labour Party meeting at the St. John Primary School, where Youth Commissioner Charles Griffith was nominated to contest the St. John seat at the next general election.
We have a lot of burdens to bear as a result of these last 8 years of Democratic Labour Party misrule. I have constituents who cannot tell you the last day that they were able to stand up under a pipe and have a shower. And I believe that many people in St. John have that same experience. You know, a lot of Barbados does not understand what it is like to undergo that kind of suffering.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Mia Motley, who delivered the feature address at the nomination meeting, raised fears of a possible cholera outbreak in those parishes experiencing ongoing water woes. She has called on Prime Minister Freundel Stuart and Minister of Water Resources Management, Dr. David Esbick, to go and speak with the suffering people in their communities.
People must be allowed the right to decency. And there can be no decency if people cannot get water, if people have their public health and their personal health compromised because garbage is not collected. For the first time in this country, people talk to us about the possibility of protecting citizens against the rise of cholera. For the first time in this country, people begin to ask themselves, how have we gone back decades? And why? Even if the problems, and we don't accept that they are only as a result of a drought, but there is a moral leadership that is required in Barbados today and that is lacking.
In sports now, Pakistan remained on course to achieve a series clinching win in the second test against West Indies today after 4-day ended in the Caribbean side, requiring 285 runs and just 6 wickets intact. No team has ever chased down more than the 418 for 7, which West Indies managed against Australia at Antigua 13 years ago. And on a very last day pitch, they will need a huge effort to stop Pakistan from taking an unassailable 2-0 lead.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
But Maisie, this Christmas will be the best Belgian Christmas for we. Maisie, it is all because Republic Bank just like Santa Claus. Maisie, fix up the kitchen and a new TV we getting. A special time to commemorate. Republic will help you celebrate.
Get ready to celebrate 50 years of independence right through to the best Bajan Christmas ever with a Make It Happen loan of up to $50,000 from Republic Bank. Give your home a good old Bajan spruce up, buy some new furniture and appliances, or take an after-holiday trip to visit loved ones over and away. You could also be one of our lucky winners to share in fabulous prizes. Just visit any branch to apply. Go to republicbarbados.com or call us at 227-2700. We're also available via Skype and FaceTime. Special conditions apply.
Bajan style, it will be great with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The world, now evolving faster than ever. Products upgraded at the speed of a blink. Ideas becoming obsolete before they're realized. How do we keep our heads above water and swim? Find out when BIDC presents Innovate Barbados 2016, a conference designed to inspire and share practical solutions that will help business leaders and entrepreneurs alike transform tomorrow today. That's Innovate Barbados 2016, Wednesday, October 26th at the Lloyd Erskine Sanderford Center. Registration Barbados $300. Get more information at innovatebarbados.com or the BIDC Facebook page, or simply call us at 427-5350.
Title sponsor Promotech and HP Store Barbados. Other sponsors include ICBL, Cable and Wireless Business, Barbados Entrepreneurship Foundation Inc., National Initiative for Service Excellence, G4S, Scotiabank, Barbados Today, Inter-American Development Bank, G&A Communications Inc., Clayton's Colatonic, Cinestream Media Distribution Inc., and LensTech.
We're back with news from the region now. Public servants in Guyana have started taking home a fatter pay pack. However, the salary increases have not gone down well with their bargaining agent, the Guyana Public Service Union, which had rejected the government offer in the first place.
Public servants have started to receive their 10 to 1% differentiated increase on their October pay slips. This is in spite of the Guyana Public Service Union's rejection of that offer, which was made by the government almost 2 months ago. Critics of the administrations are of the view that the increase is insufficient. It was against that backdrop that Nightly News queried from Minister Joseph Harman whether another bonus like last year's is on the cards for public servants.
I believe the public servants will at least be happy that they are getting what you might call an early Christmas in October and November.
And on the global front, Hillary Clinton is steadily moving her focus beyond Donald Trump, increasingly planning for what she believes will be her transition to the presidency after a final 2-week dash through battleground states. She's spending much of her time behind the scenes putting together a White House team and preparing for a task even tougher than taking on Donald Trump. That's governing in the divisive elections aftermath.
A 2-week fight to the finish. It's time for closing arguments. Hillary Clinton striking an optimistic note.
I want to be the president for every American. Democrats, Republicans, independents, people who vote for me, people who vote against me, because we've got to bring this country together.
Donald Trump, less so.
Are we glad that I started? Are we having... Well, I'll let you know on the evening of November 8th whether I'm glad.
With 15 days to go, Trump no longer talking about when he wins, but if.
If we win on November 8th, we are going to fix our rigged system. It's a rigged, broken, corrupt system.
Some people are sore losers, and, you know, we just got to keep going.
That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic evening.